and welcome to Studio
Set
Stage, a weekly podcast with us, Cynthia Mallard
and Marq, where we take you from the studio to the set to the stage
in the world of entertainment. Welcome back to Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Yes.
After Easter, got all our Easter egg hunts out of the way.
Yes, happy belated Easter to everyone out there.
Yeah, we took a break, guys. If you guys were listening for us, we're definitely on Easter holiday, as we would say.
Oh yeah, enjoying the weather. Had a couple of showers, but hopefully everybody is enjoying the new season. Spring is in full effect.
Thank God it is warm now. Like,
right.
Thank the Lord. Like,
yeah.
I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm about to pack my stuff up and move up to Jamaica if it get cold one more time.
Yeah, well, now they consider, this part of the country the temperate zone, where one day you might see snow and then the next day you might see sun.
That's right. If you guys don't know, Studio Set
Yeah.
Stage, we are located here in the great state of Georgia in the ATL.
ATL.
So
ATL.
welcome.
Right.
The reason why we talk about the weather is because, it's a running joke. It's like, welcome to summer at 9 a.m., winter at 12, and fall at 5 p.m. So,
I'm telling you, you experience all 4 seasons in one day.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're happy to be back with you. We want to stress, just before we get into today's discussion, we want to stress to you guys that we are on all social platforms. Be sure to follow Studio Set Stage everywhere.
Yes, follow us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and we're in the process of adding some more platforms. So stay tuned for that.
Exactly. They are coming. And don't forget, guys, we were telling you last week or the week before last, and we've been telling you guys that we are launching a Studio Set Stage. We're expanding. So we need you guys to go to StudioSetStage.com, right?
StudioSetStage.com.
Please input your email so when it opens up, you'll be the first to know and take advantage of all the things that we have to offer.
Right. And also sign up for exclusive news and all the other goodies, man. But you can only do that if you sign up. So go to StudioSetStage.com.
Exactly.
Right now.
So, guys, we were talking like this week. There's so much possible, so many different things that are going on or whatever. I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. I've said this on IG and Facebook, whatever.
Yes.
But thank you so much to you who all reached out to me after you saw me in the season finale of Being Mary Jane. Thank you so very much. I just can't stop saying that because some of the messages that you guys left me publicly on IG and Facebook were great, but then also the private DMs were amazing and actually made me cry a little bit. So,
I want to say, first off, congratulations for you doing your thing, and that's staying the course,
grinding,
and just working the craft,
doing what we do. We do this.
Yeah,
we do this every day,
no
and like we always like to say, we started this podcast because we are professionals in the business.
Yes.
Like we have gone where some of you are trying to go. We are where some of you may be trying to leave or stay, and so the advice that we give, what we talk about, it's because we have lived it and we are living it now.
Oh yeah.
So
and this thing is very practical. So not only it's about talking the talk, but also walking the walk.
You gotta walk the walk. Yeah.
And just understanding the process in the journey, and hopefully we've been sharing some jewels with you to help you stay the course, because it's not for the faint, but there's certain things, and like I said, there's no rules, but there is a process.
It is a process. So I know that you guys were reaching out to us, and basically I got a few DMs who were talking about they can't wait for today's episode, right? So I cannot tell you, I'm so excited about this topic, right? So we were just kind of like off air. I think it may have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about, when you're on social media, right? I know everybody can relate. You see everybody smiling, running through the meadows, looking at the rainbows. You get what I'm saying. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you always see all the great things that people are doing, right? When it comes to film, stage, music, or whatever. But there's another side to this, and if you're in the business, then you know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. This this thing in as far as the entertainment industry is a roller coaster. It's going to take you through hills and valleys, trenches. You're going to be seeing mountaintops, and you're going to be low. There's going to be lows like you're in a canyon. But however, it's about maintaining stability in navigating through those areas and continuing on the path to achieving your goals. And that's what it's about. And, and it's not like that old poem by Langston Hughes, life isn't a crystal stair.
No, it's not.
It has a lot of snares. It has a lot of different things, highs and lows. And, it's the failures that help you it helps build character. And it's not all about champagne, like they say. May the I guess they'd say the things that you're dealing with in terms of your struggles, may that be the champagne of your past.
Well, like I said, I mean, and many people I think have asked and wanted to know just about like specifics, right? So you like we were just talking about, you've seen me, on television. Maybe you've heard me in voiceovers, right? Or maybe you've heard your music, or we see you, you're in the classroom now, right? On the top, right? But you do not know like how difficult, how stressful it was like in the very beginning. And so we want to take this episode to kind of just discuss it, and definitely we encourage your feedback. So once you're listening, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, comment, like, share. Hey, you can even dislike if you want. And if you dislike, be respectful and leave why you disliked it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
we do not close, any constructive criticism. We're not close to that. But definitely, like you said, let's keep the respect factor. And I think amidst of our listening audience, you guys have been so supportive, and we definitely appreciate that. But it's about definitely sharing not just the high moments, but the low moments, because there in turn are jewels to help you endure.
And it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy to share your disappointments, your failures, your F-ups. Excuse my language, but I mean, we all have F-ups in life where you stop and you look back, or even if you're in the midst of it and you're like, man, I am just on the wrong damn train. That's happened to me lots of times in my life. Like, I'll start off, I had aspirations of being, and don't laugh at me, guys. Just do not laugh at me. Like, I had aspirations of being like a dancer. Like, I literally thought like one day, okay, I'm about to be this backup dancer for Janet Jackson, Beyonce. Like, I'm about to go out here and rip this. And I will tell you guys, it took me years. Like, I had a car and it had like dance. I had a dance license plate on my car, because I literally thought, okay, God has put me on this earth to dance. My ministry is going to be only through the dancing. That's going to be my thing. And can I tell you, I went through this, 20, 30 years, right? Before realizing, I am on the wrong damn track. I can dance, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I could really throw down or whatever. And maybe that's why I thought, okay, this is a shoo-in, But I cannot tell you how hard it was for me going just to different venues, like trying to audition, trying to show people like I'm the best dancer.
And I tell you, the same for me, been involved in the music industry at some point since I was 13. And during that time, starting out and being in a group, and, you thinking that, hey, we're going to just perform. We're going to be at all the talent shows. We're going to be doing this, and we're going to get discovered and get that record deal, and we're gonna be on all of the shows. Back then, growing up, Soul Train was one of those shows. Hey, we be in Soul Train.
You thought y'all gonna be on Soul Train?
Man,
you that old?
I thought, man. Well, I was young, man. You got to understand. Back then, I mean, I'm still. Hey, like they say, you old enough to know, but you still young enough to go.
Man,
so understand that.
Man. But I was born after Soul Train went off the air. So
no, you wasn't. you was at the season finale of Soul Train. They gave you an award for, this has been our, over 20-year veteran.
Okay. Go ahead.
But anyway,
go ahead.
no, but seriously, guys, in the process, one thing that is certain is change. And it's the experiences. And like I said, my first encounter had gotten an offer, a record deal, but, before the record deal could even become concrete on anything, the project was shelved and we had to move on. Right. And in understanding those things, hit with that early on, you realize that it's about, I might have failed there, but it also exposed another opportunity and a window to keep pushing forward.
It taught you something, right?
You. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Definitely.
I can imagine that hurt though, right? That hurt.
That hurt hard.
Definitely.
I know, when you're dealing with something like that,
you really want it so bad,
and you want it bad, and you think that's the end, but it's not. It's actually a beginning, and sometimes, like you say, the Creator works in mysterious ways. He will allow you to go through that to actually expose you to another aspect that you probably didn't even focus or realize before.
Was there, exactly.
So, you have to take it and, decipher, some things you might say, oh man, this is some bull. How did this happen? But then you have to discard that and then try to extract wisdom from that. Yeah. And in extracting the wisdom from those failures, that will help you to, build on your foundation, because
it'll also tell you if you're supposed to be in this studio set stage too.
It would definitely show you that.
Like I said, my thing was dance, very early on in my career. Like I can even go back, some of you studio set stagers who know about my college career, I wanted to be, one of the dance girls at the time. I won't call their names or whatever, but if you know what college I went to, and I would go back over and over and over and audition. And it wasn't that I wasn't good enough. It just, that was not my route.
Right.
That was not my route,
right.
And, people on the outside were like, oh, you should sue some people, or you should, go fight somebody, or you should go and protest or whatever. But you know what? I look back now and I realize that just wasn't my route.
Right.
And I was being given the signals by God. I know some of you don't want to hear that. Maybe, okay, let me say I was given the signals by the universe, for those of you who don't believe in God. So for me, I realized it was God.
Right. And let's be honest. I mean, sometimes you have to go through the fire to really realize, okay, well, man, experience is the best teacher.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
And it's those experiences that make up, and like you said, there's nothing new under the sun. Many successful people that are at the top of what they do now, they're at the top of their craft. Yeah. Some of the CEOs that we talk about, Jay-Z even mentioned that, where there was at a time when he was starting out, where he submitted for deals and was turned down by almost every major label.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh gosh.
And he had to basically create his own opportunity.
Exactly. Like we always talk about.
And kick up dust.
Exactly.
And a lot of times those experiences will help shape you into...
they do. Every last one of them helps.
They'll help.
I'll be honest with you also. So, early on, like I said, dance was one part of my studio set stage. So television was the next tier, right?
Right.
And I can remember working at a television station, guys. So I was lucky enough to get a job at a television station.
Right.
And then I was trying to branch out and be a different type of reporter or a different type of anchor at different television stations. I can tell you, I mailed out literally it had to be 150 tapes. 150, no, seriously.
Yeah.
About 150. I remember labeling, back then, I labeled it, each one, handwritten, that type of thing. Can you imagine writing your name and all your information on 150 tapes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And did not get a single reply back.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, my ego was like crushed.
Oh yeah, well,
literally.
I tell you, man, this thing will definitely test your. You have to have intestinal fortitude, as they say, to deal with that because you're selling you, and in this thing. And I know for me, perfect example. I remember I was submitting demos out, and I submitted demos, same as you. I submitted probably 100 or more demos out, and got a meeting with a record executive. And I was living in Alabama at the time, but got a meet and went up to the corporate offices and sat down. And the gentleman, he told me, well, this is what I do. I'm A&R. I also handle promotions of this label. And we have these several artists. And at the time, I was working with some independent artists in the area, but they heard the tape and they said, well, man, we're really interested in your tracks. And you produce and wrote, and said, yeah, man, I produce and I write everything and everything. Yeah. And one thing that kind of hit me, but I couldn't show it, was the fact that, yeah, man, we love your tracks, but, the rappers, we don't want them. We just want the producers. Oh man! And I kind of had a vested interest in wanting to provide, a platform for everyone that I was working with. But sometimes you have to, swallow that, take the lumps, and then move forward. But he also mentioned to me too. He said, "Man, I want to show you something." After we were talking, and I gave him a little more in depth about, man, hey, I just didn't start yesterday. Right. I was already on the path. Yeah. He had a cardboard box near his desk, and I was wondering. I said, man, that's a pretty big cardboard box, but he had his stereo system, and so he was listening to all these. And after he took mine out, he said he gave it to me. He said, I want to commend you on, your professionalism and everything like that, and we're gonna be getting these to the next level, getting this to A&R and so forth. So anyway, he listened to some other ones. Yeah. He wanted me to listen to some of these other demos with him. Yeah. He was taking them out. He listened to maybe 30 seconds of them, put them in the
trash,
put them in the cardboard box. Then he called on his phone. He said, send for somebody in the mailroom. Yeah. They came and picked up the cardboard box, and on the other side of it, it said trash.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he said, man, I listened to thousands of
30
demos.
Seconds of it, though. About 20 seconds.
But I only listened to that amount.
Exactly.
And he said, yours caught me in the first 10. Yeah. So even though I took some lumps because I was thinking about, man, he was like, man, I don't like the rappers. I don't like anybody. He was basically showing you. But he was basically explaining to me, this is part of the process.
It's what it
and if you don't make it, keep going.
Exactly.
Because he's like, actually, you made it a little farther than some other people did. So
right. You at least got into the office. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got into the trash. I'm just being honest, and that's the honest. That's the reality of this business, because I can imagine those 150 tapes that I sent out at that time. They all ended up in the trash,
right?
And I realized that. But the flip side of that is maybe a couple of weeks after that, I was just randomly, literally having lunch with somebody, or I think they had maybe come visit the station and told me about an opportunity, right? I took the person up on the opportunity, and that is where my first commercial radio job, came from.
Exactly.
It literally was, it wasn't that, it was the initial, contact was easy, right?
Right.
It was like the dangling, what do you call it? The dangling carrot. Okay,
right.
Hey, this is something that's happening, or this is open, or whatever, and it was just random. It was totally random. It was totally easy. It wasn't like me sending out 150 doggone tapes that ended up in the trash. You know what I'm saying?
It shows you how unorthodox
this studio set stage is. It is.
Yes, it is unorthodox.
And I will tell you, once I did check into the opportunity, it was open, but I still had to wrangle to get that particular first job in commercial radio. Yeah. So I remember literally, and oh my God, I just kind of want to close my eyes, because if the program director is listening, I literally had called the guy. I'm not gonna call his name, but I had literally called this dude. He was the program director, first commercial station, and he didn't return my phone calls. Of course he's not. You know what I'm saying? So I called him over and over again. Finally, I got in contact with him. Right? And he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in my office, whatever day it was at a certain time." do you know he did not tell me to come by? He did not. I'm just gonna tell y'all listening. He did not tell me to come by.
Right.
But I knew he was gonna be there at that particular time. I took a chance and just went over there.
You did diligence.
I did diligence. So, walked up the steps, knocked on the door.
Right.
And I remember I knocked on it once. You know how you just knock on the door, you ring the doorbell once or whatever. And what's crazy is they had told me what kind of car he drove.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I'm telling a lot about myself, but they had told me like what kind of car he drove and stuff like that. So I knew he was there. So I had to, I literally stood out there 30 minutes knocking on the door before, guess what? He came to the door himself and opened the door.
Yeah. Cynthia the stalker. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. But that in turn, I won't tell you, won't go into everything, but I got hired. Like 2 weeks later, I was working on one of the hottest stations, covering an entire state.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's testament to, staying consistent and being assertive in this. That definitely speak to staying, and being about, hey, I want to take this thing to the next level.
Exactly.
And keeping your priorities in order. And don't let distractions become your priorities.
And we have to actually also address the half-assing. So, everybody, you're human.
Say that.
You're human.
All
okay.
Right.
We're all in the studio set stage, but nobody is 155% every day, every hour, every freaking minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to acknowledge when you have messed up. When you had the opportunity and you're like, man, I didn't follow through. I didn't call the person.
Yeah.
They told me to call them, or they told me to meet them at Subway or whatever, and I didn't go.
Yeah. And
because I want to go to the movies or something like that.
And Cynthia, you made a valid point. Sometimes just being accountable and showing up, that's half the battle. And in this industry, like we say, studio set stage, a lot of those opportunities, that's how they come.
Right.
You have to be in a position where you are accountable and show up. Show up. With some of my students, I mentioned that, and at the end of the term, they always come back and say, well, man, I'm getting these grades. Well, did you show up?
Did you just get up out your bed? Yeah.
Or you just now realizing, okay, now you only have a couple of days to the end of class. No, you have to show up.
That's half the battle. That's half the battle.
The battle.
Just showing up.
Right.
Because half or 80% are not even going to show up.
Right.
They're not even going to be there.
Right.
Think about that opportunity I was just telling you about.
Right.
Think about, she may have mentioned that opportunity to a lot of different people. And I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
But I took the one step further.
Right. You took the initiative.
And that's what got me the gig.
Yeah, exactly. And same here. I mean, and there will be times where you be faced with, okay, an opportunity and you did show up and you probably didn't hit the mark. But however, they probably observed or saw something in you that maybe that next call, they're going to call you.
Exactly.
And so those are how things come and occur. It's happened for me like that on many occasions.
I will tell you, if you're just joining us here at Studio Set Stage, Cynthia Mallard along here with Mark Dean.
Yes.
And we're just talking about the disappointments, the failures, the F-ups, the half-assing in this business. I can remember working in it kind of hurts my heart now. Like it literally hurts my heart. And it's hard. Like I said, we said it earlier, it's hard to talk about your failures and your disappointments.
Right.
But I remember working, I'm one of the few who've been able to work with an actress at her peak, Viola Davis.
Right.
So if some of you guys don't know, she shot a movie here in Atlanta, and I was able to be her permanent stand-in for like 3 months or whatever. And it was an amazing experience. I met so many different people who hooked me into different things. Some of the opportunities that I'm doing now, it's because I met a lot of the people there on set, and even before that with other projects also.
Right.
But I remember at the end of that project, we were invited, to come out to LA to kind of be her permanent stand-in, that type of thing. And I couldn't go. I couldn't go at the time. Well, at that time, I found out I was pregnant. You know,
Right.
I found out I was pregnant, and it was a lot of other things that were at play. So a lot of times I look back at that, and I'm just like, oh my God. But I have a beautiful like 4-year-old son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it sometimes the timing. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
It was a disappointment. I felt like a disappointment at that time. Right. But I had a son. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a true believer in whatever is for you, it is for you. Because just working with her and just learning from Viola, I was able to garner other projects, voice and on camera.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one, being Mary Jane, you know, that aired this week. So things that are for you, they are for you.
Oh, yeah. Most
Whereas
definitely.
I felt like, oh, God, because, you know, right after that, she really blew up.
Right.
Like, you know, she, you know, How to Get Away with Murder and so many other projects, too. But the proposal was for me just to be just a permanent stand-in or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it shows you how, like you said, timing plays a role.
It does.
And also not timing, but you being patiently consistent. Meaning, and I know sometimes people might say, well, that's an oxymoron. How can you be consistent and patient at the same time? Well, in this industry, you will learn that that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Even those that make it.
Yeah.
And understanding the process in that. And once you understand the process, then you know how to maneuver. And you know that this thing can be a hurry up and wait scenario.
So some of the things that you feel like are disappointments, and sometimes if you feel like maybe it's a half-ass or, you know, you feel like it's a failure, sometimes it's not. You know,
No,
sometimes it's not. Like, and I think Oprah has said it. You know, all your failures, you know, they're learning. They're teaching lessons.
Yeah.
Teaching.
I mean,
learn from them. You know,
like
they're there
you
to
said.
teach you something.
Right. You have
about
to
the
learn.
next time that you encounter the same thing. You know.
Yeah, and when you account and when you go through that, you know how to due diligence and handle it and go through it. I know for me, if you had told me starting out, man, that part of my pedigree I would be teaching about the business, man, I would have told you, really? I don't see myself, but it's part of it.
It is.
And everything happens for a reason.
It is.
And everything gives you purpose, because with this, it's actually opened up a whole nother avenue for me to expand the platform.
Amazing.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In doing what I love and being able to take another segment of what I love and continue to push forward. And I want to say to everyone out there that's aspiring, you know, stay open. Keep your mind open, you know, because in this thing, don't let just, okay, well, hey, I didn't hit this mark or I missed out on this opportunity. Don't let that deter you. Because you're going to have strong, like again, intestinal fortitude to endure. And endurance is the key to this thing. It's not the swiftest. You have to stay. This is a marathon.
It's
a marathon.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Real talk.
Exactly.
You know, this thing is a marathon, and you're going to have to maintain and endure certain setbacks, because that setback could be a setup.
Don't let other people, you know, inflict their fears on you. Because I find that in studio set stage and kind of what we do, communications, acting, all of it, multimedia, music, the whole nine, you have people who have given up. You know, that may have been for them, but they gave up. And so because they are afraid, and they'll inject their fears upon you. So you have to, like I said, be strong enough. Your mind has to be strong enough to know, no. Okay, that may have been your reality, but your reality is different than someone else's. You know, just because they had a falling out or whatever doesn't mean that it's going to happen to you. You know,
definitely.
And you determine that. by your actions. You're actually listening to us here, Cynthia Mallard and Marq Dean, because right there, they may not even be listening, but you are shoring yourself up just by listening to what we've gone through and what we've come through.
Exactly.
You know, shoot, we on this podcast because we came through.
Yeah, and let's still standing.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
We're still standing.
Exactly.
No doubt.
And don't get it twisted. Like we get sad. Like I'm gonna tell you, there are times, man, I'll go in for something or a self-tape for something, and damn it, I think that, oh, I have got this. This is it, and I don't hear nothing. They be like crickets, chugger, chugger, chugger.
Right.
So you know, but you just shake it off.
And
you
we
shake it off.
Yeah.
You don't let it cling to you. Let it roll off your back. For all my sorors in the house. Okay. You let it roll off your back. You know, quack quack. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a Delta. You're not a soror. This is just a general rule of life.
Yeah. And you gotta definitely, those are key things. You know, you're gonna have some internal factors, like you might have setbacks, you know, dealing with family, dealing with home.
Friends.
You might have external factors, you know, dealing with changes within the industry that, this caught me off guard. However, again, you're gonna have to stay the course.
You may have built a relationship with somebody who's gonna get you in, and then that person gets fired.
Yeah, they're no longer there.
Then you're like, oh my God, I built all this time with this one person. This person is gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this thing changes, guys. It changes every 60 to 90 days.
Exactly.
You know, but you're going to have to do diligence on that and know if you're going to, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing what you love. Life is too short to do something that you hate.
Yeah.
Do what you love, but if you're going to be in the industry, learn the business.
Yeah.
And know that failure comes with that, but fail forward.
Yeah.
A wise person.
We probably need to get rid of that word.
Forward.
We probably need to get rid of that word failure. It's not a failure. It's just a minor setback for the setup, like you said,
which can lead to a setup.
Yeah.
Right.
Minor setback for the setup.
To success.
Hello.
All right.
S and S.
Yes, triple S, like studio set stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Most definitely, guys.
Yeah. So we just wanted to like talk about a little bit just the disappointments and some of our just personal stories, just to kind of inspire you guys. You know, I know that I'm always better off when I hear somebody else's story of inspiration and motivation.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do. That's one of our objectives here at Studio Set Stage, is to motivate you, to encourage you, and to tell you that, you know, look, you might have been working on something and it didn't turn out quite the way you wanted to, or, you know, you you didn't reach that opportunity that you wanted to, but hey, don't worry about it. Keep moving forward. Be like time.
Because you know what? You may not be. Maybe you're trying to be a singer right now. You know, but maybe your innate ability is like being an amazing like accountant. So why can't you be an accountant in the music industry? Like you might wake up in the morning and just know how to figure out numbers. You know how to make money for artists. Like, think about those things. I always say, you know, if you keep getting the door shut in your face, right? That to me, that's the universe, that's God redirecting you, right?
Yeah,
so whatever
definitely.
it is, like I cannot stress this enough. Whatever you wake up and you're able to do just flawlessly, you know, for myself, I went into acting and multimedia and speaking because I was actually given the gift to do that.
Right.
I was given the gift because once I just stopped trying to fight, I'm going to be this amazing backup dancer for Beyonce and Janet Jackson. When I stopped trying to fight and get to that, and I started to follow what I could do naturally getting out of the bed, that's when the doors opened up for me. Like, honestly, I started to go from station to station to station.
Right.
You know, speaking engagement to a speaking engagement, right?
Yeah.
Series to series, voiceover to voiceover, each project totally different.
Right. And, you know, just allow yourself to be open to those opportunities. Like you said, like if you are aspiring to be an actor, but you're not actually getting that, but you might have a gift for being a script supervisor.
Oh my God.
Or understanding or breaking those things down.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those things, like I said, the industry is a wide array of
things to
positions,
do. Yeah.
talents,
Try it.
and all of that.
Try it.
And you got to remain open to that because
you do.
And you don't know. If you stop or you quit, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
And the worst thing you can do is be in a position where you're at your deathbed and you say, "Oh man, what if?"
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
And you don't want to get stuck. We didn't talk about
right.
that. You don't want to get stuck in your disappointments and, like we said, your half-asses and stuff like your perceived failures. You don't want to get stuck there because I'll be honest with you. I've had friends in the past where one thing happened and they're stuck there. You know, and then sometimes you can just find yourself stuck there. You're like, why didn't I get this? Or why didn't I go there? And it's like you can't even move forward because you're so stuck on, I didn't get this contract with Beyonce.
Right. And you can't, you're right, exactly. You can't dwell on the past. The past is gone.
It is.
But you do have today.
You have today.
And you have today is in your hands. And what you do today can determine the outcome for tomorrow. So you're going to have to think in that mindset. And that's how most of the successful moguls in the industry, because I know I have some aspiring moguls that want to start their own labels, that want to do their own thing in this current platform, which is considered DIY, do it yourself.
Right.
You can do it. You can achieve.
Yeah, totally.
But you're going to have to make sure that you don't put the cart before the horse. Understand the process and due diligence and don't get stuck.
Right.
Because it's easy to get stuck.
Yeah.
It's easy to get in quicksand.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to take a minute. Don't be quick. Haste makes waste. I know they say steady long, steady wrong, but haste makes waste. Take the time to make sure that you have certain key things at the foundation, so then you can springboard.
I just want to
say, you can keep it moving.
I just want to say, being stuck also, and this is just a point just for you guys to take away. Being stuck also is also fear in disguise.
Exactly.
It's because you're like, okay, I didn't get the contract with whoever it is, Jacquees or Beyonce,
right.
And so I'm just gonna mull over this and I'm not gonna try anything else because I got rejected on this one. But that's fear. That's fear. You basically succumbing to fear.
Right.
You're like, I don't even want to try again because I may get rejected again. It's part of the business. It's just part of it.
I'm gonna tell you. Real talk. Every time I thought about giving up, that's when the opportunity came. And it's when you're about to give up. So,
sometimes opportunities don't come when you're about to give up. Sometimes opportunities don't come when you're about to give up. But a redirection sometimes comes.
Yeah, exactly.
A redirection.
For those. But I'm just telling you from my personal experience. Every time that I thought about throwing in a towel, every time, and this is from my personal experience, every time I thought about, okay, this is it, then another opportunity came.
Yeah, which could be a redirection.
And it could.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah. It could be, for some of those out there, it could be a redirection to say, well, hey, maybe you've been just focused on this. Maybe
think
you might
about
need to look at this.
Exactly.
And so, definitely. But I'm going to tell you, don't quit.
Don't quit.
That's the key.
Exactly.
Don't quit. Keep moving.
Keep going. I don't care if it's just one thing. Maybe you get up and you write one little song lyric in your little book, right?
No
maybe you try to get an agent and maybe you're rejected by like 50 agents or whatever, go and try and perform at the local circus or something and invite the agents there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you are a public speaker and nobody shows up for your speaking engagements, right? Well, get your family, saying you guys have a little picnic and do a speaking engagement in front of your family at the park.
Yeah, guys.
It's about the exposure.
When there's a will, there's a way.
When there's a will, there's a way.
And there are many resources and tools that you can use. And, we're going to get into that. That's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah,
but I'm going to say, take advantage and look at where you are and then say to yourself, look, this is not the end.
No, it's not.
The journey continues.
If you woke up, it's never ever the end. That means you got some things to do.
That's
and
right.
Hopefully, you wake up and hopefully we'll be able to meet one day.
Yes, indeed.
Just want to say, going forward, we know that the next month is coming in, right?
Yes.
Studio Set Stage. So we have a new show vamped out for you guys, and we hope that you will absolutely love it. Like I said, we've been talking to you about the guests or whatever. So we've got some guests lined up for you, just to expand our reach and expand our topics and expand the people who are connected to Studio Set Stage. So we're hoping that you're going to go on this journey with us.
Yes.
Continue, right?
Yes. No cap. It's been an experience.
We've learned a lot.
We want to thank everyone for their support. We've been seeing, you guys' responses, remarks. The feedback has been incredible, and we just encourage you to keep supporting. And we're going to continue to deliver this type of show, this type of content to you guys.
Exactly. Well, don't forget, guys, please go to our site, studiosetstage.com.
Yes.
Put your email in so that you know exactly when our products actually launch and our workshops launch too. So definitely go ahead, studiosetstage.com right now.
Studiosetstage.com. Log in. Definitely put your email in. We've got much more. Oh man, we got so much more.
A lot. So on all platforms, we are studiosetstage.com. Where can we reach you, Marq Dean?
You can find me at Marq Dean Music on all my social media, IG, Facebook, and also Studio Set Stage.
All right. And I'm Cynthia Mallard. Reach me on IG at Cynthia Mallard World. Everywhere else, Cynthia Mallard. Love you guys. Okay.
Yes.
Don't forget, comment, like, and most definitely subscribe and download to our podcast, Studio Set Stage, iHeart, Google Play.
Yeah, Spotify. Also, we've got some new platforms coming up, but iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, iHeartRadio. Yes.
All right.
I'm Marq Dean.
And I'm Cynthia Mallard. Join us next time for Studio Set Stage.
Take care.